Success isn't an accident. It's a series of smart choices, calculated risks, and relentless learning. In today's video, we're breaking down some of the most powerful business strategies that can help you get ahead. If you're serious about growth, subscribe, hit like, and turn on notifications to stay ahead of the curve. And tell us, what's the biggest business lesson you've learned so far? Let's discuss. Do you ever wonder how the economy really works? It's like a giant complex machine with countless moving parts, each one influencing the other. This simple question often sparks curiosity, yet the answers can seem daunting. But don't worry, understanding the economy doesn't require a PhD in economics. It's all about breaking down the complex mechanisms into manageable pieces. How well do you understand modern economics? Part 1. Understanding the economic machine. Before diving into the intricacies, take a moment to reflect on your current understanding of modern economics. Answer these questions to see where you stand. 1. Can you explain what GDP is and why it matters? 2. Do you understand the difference between inflation and deflation? 3. How do interest rates impact the economy? 4. What role does the government play in economic growth? 5. Are you familiar with the concept of supply and demand? Keep your answers in mind as we embark on this journey through the economic landscape. The explanations are at the end of the bookshot, so you can check your understanding later. The problem: economic illiteracy. Despite the critical importance of economics in our daily lives, many people feel lost when trying to understand it. This economic illiteracy isn't just a personal disadvantage. It impacts our ability to make informed decisions, from voting to managing personal finances. A Pew Research Center survey found that only 34% of Americans could answer basic questions about the economy. This lack of understanding can lead to poor decision-making on both individual and societal levels. Part 2. The basics of the economic machine. The building blocks: supply and demand. At its core, the economy is driven by supply and demand. Imagine you're at a farmer's market. The price of apples depends on how many apples the farmers bring, supply, and how many people want to buy them, demand. If there's a bumper crop of apples, prices might drop because there's more supply than demand. Conversely, if a frost destroys the apple crop, the limited supply can drive prices up. This simple principle scales up to the entire economy. Businesses produce goods and services, and consumers buy them. When supply and demand are in balance, the economy functions smoothly. However, imbalances can lead to issues like inflation, rising prices, or deflation, falling prices. Money, the lifeblood of the economy. Money is the medium through which goods and services are exchanged. It's more than just paper bills or coins. It includes digital transactions and investments. The flow of money in an economy is akin to blood circulating in a body. Healthy circulation means a healthy economy. Ray Dalio, in his book Principles for Navigating Big Debt Crises, explains that credit is an essential component of this flow. When people or businesses borrow money, they increase their spending power. However, too much borrowing can lead to debt crises, where borrowers are unable to repay their loans, causing economic downturns. Gross Domestic Product, GDP, the economy's scoreboard. GDP measures the total value of all goods and services produced in a country over a specific period. It's like the economy's scoreboard, indicating whether it's growing or shrinking. A growing GDP suggests a healthy economy with more jobs and higher incomes. Conversely, a shrinking GDP can indicate economic trouble, leading to job losses and lower incomes. In The Little Book of Economics by Greg Ip, he emphasizes the importance of GDP as a measure of economic health, but also warns against relying solely on it. GDP doesn't account for income inequality or environmental degradation, both of which are critical for a holistic understanding of economic well-being. Part 3. The role of government and central banks. Government's influence. The government plays a pivotal role in the economy through fiscal policy, which involves adjusting its spending and tax policies. For example, during a recession, the government might increase spending or cut taxes to stimulate economic activity. Conversely, during an overheated economy, it might do the opposite to cool things down. Take the 2008 financial crisis. Governments worldwide implemented stimulus packages to revive their economies. In the United States, the government spent billions on infrastructure projects and provided tax relief to encourage spending and investment. These actions were critical in pulling the economy out of recession. Central banks, the economy's guardians. Central banks, like the Federal Reserve in the United States, control monetary policy. This involves managing interest rates and regulating the money supply to maintain economic stability. By adjusting interest rates, central banks influence borrowing and spending. For instance, if inflation is high, central banks might raise interest rates to make borrowing more expensive, reducing spending and slowing down the economy. Conversely, if the economy is in a slump, they might lower interest rates to encourage borrowing and spending. Ray Dalio's Principles for Navigating Big Debt Crises provides an in-depth look at how central banks manage economic cycles, highlighting their crucial role in maintaining stability. Part 4. The Market Forces. The stock market, a reflection of economic health. The stock market often reflects the economy's health, though it's not a perfect indicator. When businesses perform well, their stock prices rise, indicating investor confidence. Conversely, falling stock prices can signal economic trouble. The Psychology of Money, by Morgan Housel, explores how human behavior influences financial decisions and market movements. He explains that fear and greed often drive stock market fluctuations, sometimes leading to irrational decisions that don't necessarily reflect economic fundamentals. Employment and wages. Employment rates and wages are critical indicators of economic health. High employment and rising wages suggest a robust economy, while high unemployment and stagnant wages indicate problems. Consider the story of Xander, a factory worker who lost his job during the 2008 recession. The factory's closure wasn't just a personal blow to Xander. It also reflected broader economic troubles. High unemployment rates during the recession meant less consumer spending, which further slowed economic recovery. Inflation and deflation. Inflation, the general increase in prices, can erode purchasing power, making it harder for people to afford goods and services. Deflation, the decrease in prices, might sound good, but it can lead to decreased economic activity and higher unemployment. In Economics in One Lesson by Henry Hazlitt, he emphasizes that both inflation and deflation have significant impacts on the economy. Managing these requires careful policy decisions to maintain a balance that promotes sustainable growth. Part 5. Global Economics, Global Trade. Global trade allows countries to specialize in producing goods and services they're most efficient at and trade for what they need. This specialization leads to higher productivity and economic growth. However, it also means economies are interconnected, and a crisis in one country can impact others. For example, the COVID-19 pandemic disrupted global supply chains, leading to shortages and economic slowdowns worldwide. This interconnectedness means that local economic policies must consider global implications. Economic inequality. Economic inequality is a significant issue in many countries. While some inequality can drive innovation and economic growth, extreme inequality can lead to social unrest and hinder economic progress. Thomas Piketty's Capital in the 21st Century explores the causes and consequences of economic inequality, emphasizing the need for policies that promote fair wealth distribution. He argues that without intervention, inequality will continue to grow, potentially destabilizing economies and societies. Technological advancements. Technological advancements drive economic growth by increasing productivity and creating new industries. However, they can also lead to job displacement and require workers to adapt to new skills. Consider the impact of automation. While it increases efficiency, it can also render certain jobs obsolete. Workers like Mara, a traditional retail cashier, found herself needing to acquire new skills to stay relevant in the job market, as automated checkouts became more common. Part 6. Lessons from Economic Thinkers. Ray Dalio, Understanding Economic Cycles. Ray Dalio's work emphasizes the importance of understanding economic cycles. He explains that economies operate in predictable cycles of boom and bust, driven by debt and credit. Recognizing these cycles can help individuals and policymakers make informed decisions to mitigate economic downturns. The Little Book of Economics, Simplifying Complex Concepts. Greg Ip's book is an excellent resource for simplifying complex economic concepts. It breaks down topics like inflation, unemployment, and trade into easily understandable sections, making it accessible for those without an economics background. The Psychology of Money, Behavioral Insights. Morgan Housel's book provides insights into how human behavior affects financial decisions and economic trends. Understanding these psychological aspects can help individuals make better financial choices and avoid common pitfalls driven by fear and greed. Freakonomics, Unconventional Wisdom. Freakonomics by Stephen D. Levitt and Stephen J. Dubner offers a unique perspective on economics by exploring the hidden side of everyday phenomena. It encourages thinking outside the box and questioning conventional wisdom, which can lead to more innovative solutions to economic problems. Economics in One Lesson: Fundamental Principles. Henry Hazlitt's book is a classic introduction to economic principles. It provides a clear and concise explanation of key concepts like opportunity cost and the impact of government intervention, offering valuable lessons for understanding economic policy. Capital in the 21st Century: Addressing Inequality. Thomas Piketty's work highlights the growing issue of economic inequality and the need for policies that ensure fair wealth distribution. His research provides a framework for understanding the long-term trends and consequences of inequality. Part 7. Practical Applications. Personal Finance. Understanding economics can significantly impact personal finance decisions. Knowing how interest rates affect loans and investments can help individuals make informed choices about mortgages, savings, and retirement planning. Consider Lisa, who wanted to buy her first home. By understanding how interest rates impact mortgage payments, she timed her purchase during a period of low interest rates, saving thousands of dollars over the life of her loan. Business decisions. For business owners, economic literacy is crucial for strategic planning. Understanding market trends, consumer behavior, and economic cycles can inform better decisions regarding investments, pricing, and expansion. Take Aidan, who owns a small manufacturing company. By staying informed about economic trends, he adjusted his production levels and pricing strategies in response to changing demand and avoided significant losses during an economic downturn. Civic engagement. A solid understanding of economics is essential for informed civic engagement. It enables individuals to critically evaluate government policies, advocate for beneficial changes, and vote for leaders who prioritize sound economic management. Consider the impact of community activist Zara, who used her knowledge of economics to campaign for better local infrastructure investments. Her efforts led to improved public transportation and economic opportunities in her community. Part 8. The Human Side of Economics. Personal Stories of Economic Impact. Economics isn't just about numbers and policies, it's about people's lives. Let's delve into more personal stories to understand how economic principles affect everyday lives. Javier, a small business owner in a coastal town, saw his bakery thrive when the local economy was booming. However, when a major employer left the town, his sales plummeted. Understanding the local economic cycle helped Javier diversify his business offerings, catering not just to residents, but also to tourists. This strategic shift allowed him to weather economic downturns more effectively. The role of education. Economic literacy begins with education. Schools and universities play a crucial role in teaching the basics of economics. However, practical economic understanding often comes from life experiences and continuous learning. Sophie, a high school economics teacher, noticed her students struggled with understanding abstract economic concepts. She decided to integrate real-life scenarios into her lessons, like managing a mock budget or simulating stock market investments. This hands-on approach made economics relatable and engaging, fostering a generation of more economically literate citizens. Community and economic resilience. Communities play a pivotal role in economic resilience. Strong, connected communities can better support their members during economic hardships. Arjun led a community initiative in his neighborhood during a financial downturn. By organizing skill-sharing workshops and local job fairs, he helped his neighbors find employment and build new skills. This community effort not only improved individual economic situations, but also strengthened the overall economic fabric of the neighborhood. Part 9. Conclusion. Understanding how the economic machine works is not just for economists, it's essential for everyone. From making informed personal finance decisions to understanding the broader impact of government policies, economic literacy empowers individuals to navigate their lives more effectively. Remember the key takeaways from this journey: the basics of supply and demand, the role of money and GDP, the influence of government and central banks, the importance of market forces, and the interconnectedness of global economics. Lessons from thinkers like Ray Dalio, Greg Ip, Morgan Housel, Stephen D. Levitt, Stephen J. Dubner, Henry Hazlitt, and Thomas Piketty offer valuable insights into these concepts. As you move forward, continue exploring and learning about economics. Stay curious, question conventional wisdom, and apply these principles to your daily life. By doing so, you'll be better equipped to navigate the complexities of the economic machine and make informed decisions that contribute to your financial well-being and the health of the broader economy. Interpretation of the quiz. 1. GDP, gross domestic product, measures the total value of goods and services produced in a country. 2. Inflation versus deflation. Inflation is the increase in prices, reducing purchasing power. Deflation is the decrease in prices, often leading to reduced economic activity. 3. Interest rates affect borrowing and spending. High rates can slow the economy, while low rates can stimulate it. 4. Government's role. Through fiscal policy, the government influences economic activity via spending and taxation. 5. Supply and demand. Fundamental economic concept determining prices based on the availability of goods and consumer desire for them. Final thoughts. By demystifying economics, we can make more informed decisions, both personally and collectively. Embrace the lessons from this exploration and let them guide you toward a deeper understanding of the world around you. Here's to a future where we all thrive economically, with the knowledge and confidence to navigate the economic machine. Economics can seem complex and overwhelming, but breaking it down into understandable parts helps reveal its true simplicity and elegance. As you continue to learn and apply these principles, you'll find that economics is not just about wealth and resources. It's about human behavior, choices, and the interconnectedness of our world. Let's continue this journey together, seeking clarity and empowerment in the often mysterious world of economics. Success is built on continuous learning and smart execution. If this video gave you valuable insights, show some love with a like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss out. And now, let's hear from you. What's one strategy from today's video that you'll put into action? Comment below. Join our community absolutely free to learn even more on this topic. Don't miss out. We've got even more free insights waiting for you. Click the link in the description and unlock the next step on your journey.